I sometimes do an exercise with young people where I get them to draw around their hand, draw around all their fingers, and we think about it as being the helping hand. And then think about if they were going to talk to somebody, who would that person be? Now, sometimes they might say their dog or next door neighbour or their brother or their nurse, or they might even say you. But it's about reminding them that if they're worried, if they're concerned about anything, who might be that person that they go and talk to. So having treatment for bone marrow failure can affect us on a physical and emotional level. And this can be particularly challenging for young people if it interrupts puberty, delays puberty, or stops puberty altogether, because it can create a sense of feeling different to what's happening for other young people. And that can be frightening and that can be confusing. So being able to really talk about these things with your child or your adolescent is important. They might not want to talk to you. Like, we don't share everything with our children or our adolescent. They might not want to share everything with you. They might feel embarrassed. They might feel self-conscious. So how do we make sure that they're getting the support and they're getting the information that they need? Again, it might be worth talking to your medical team. They will know about support groups, particularly support groups for young people. Sometimes for young people to talk to other people who have gone through a similar thing can be really helpful. So we know it can be difficult to think about the long-term implications of your child being on treatment, and particularly when we're thinking about children in relation to fertility and their choices as they get older. This can be really hard to think about when your child is so young. So how do we start to have these conversations in a really inclusive way? And like most things, we start gently. So it's not about thinking, well, we're going to have this big, massive conversation and then it's done and dusted. So probably a good starting point is to talk to your medical team, because they would have had these conversations hundreds or thousands of times before. So it'll be something they'll be really used to discussing. And in terms of talking to your child, it's really important to think about what feels age appropriate. So using the language that feels appropriate for them and starting slowly and kind of building on those conversations.